What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be looking at the Kizer Criptid. Let's get into it. All right, before we jump into anything, I think I was calling it the cryptoid, and that was because the typhoid from Tuya was in. So I was throwing myself off a little bit. I know you guys are going to kill me in the unboxing. I found out after it when I started to dig into the knife and research a little bit, it is the cryptid. Today we're going to be doing size comparisons, profile comparison. We're going to weigh the knife, and then we'll jump into my thoughts and impressions. Let's go ahead and kick it off with some size comparisons. My 2023 budget knife of the year, the Miguron Moyarl, which is very comparable to the Benchmade Bug Out, and the Civivi Bull Tusk, which is a full-size offering, much like the Praxis, much like the Rat 1. So there's your size comparison from a budget perspective. This is definitely a small knife. We'll keep the Moyarl close by for the profile comparison since it is smaller. Let's go ahead and do a couple of USA made knives. I love the Para 3. This one here is the lightweight. As you can see, it is smaller than the lightweight. And we have the Spyderco Shaman, which is full size and very comparable to the PM2. So there you go, small knife. Let's do some profile comparison and then we'll check the weight out. So let's start with the Para 3 since we have that on the table. We'll check the thickness first. This one here with steel liners and micarta scales coming in a little bit thicker than the Para 3 lightweight. And then we'll check it against the Moyarl, which I think the Moyarl is still a little bit thicker because it is a little bit more robust in the handle. So you can see the thickness there. It's very close, but the Moyarl does inch it out. And then I think it's very helpful to see in the pocket as well before we get to the weight, how it's going to carry compared to these two. So very small. I mean, it is a very small knife, guys. Really, really small. Let me go ahead and move these two out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and bring the scale over from the corner here and check the weight on this one out. Being that it's small, it should be like a 3-ounce knife. Yeah, 2.8 ounces, very lightweight, very small, compact. If you like small EDCs, you might want to check this one out. All right, let's jump into my thoughts and impressions. Even though it is small, they do have a little bit of a trigger pull finger choil here that does help with the ergos, so I do appreciate that greatly. And if I choke up here, I can get a full 4-finger grip for a power grip. It's a little bit uncomfortable. It's not awful, but it is, doable for sure. You can get all 4 fingers on there. You have a steel fold over pocket clip that is reversible. You have micarta scales on this particular model with hollowed out steel liners for weight reduction. You can see they're hollowed out in there. Everything is polished on here, and I'll get to that in a little bit. This one is a button lock. Very good action. You can tell that it's riding on stamped ceramic bearings. Very nice. Lockup seems solid. A little hint of side to side. It's not awful, but it's not my knife, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. You have jimping going along the back of the spine into a little bit of spoon here. You got a Wharncliffe blade. Really nice thumb studs for deployment. I really like this. This feels very nice on the deployment. It's not super crazy heavy on the detent, but it is nice and snappy. The thumb studs are way below the pivot here at a really good angle, so you can really fire that one out. It seems to lock up pretty solid. Doesn't have any lash at all on the button lock. It's locked up solid, so really nice. Let's kick it down to the garage and let's go through the cutting test with this one. All right, guys, we're in the garage. I'm trying to do a couple of these sample cut tests in a row, so I apologize if there's stuff already out here, but we have the Cryptoid here from Kizer. Feels like a good edge. Gonna grab this piece of cardboard here. Just a little thick behind the edge on this one, surprisingly. Yeah, a little thicker behind the edge. Having to push that. I'm trying not to go through the tape because these are just pass around knives. But let me just wipe that off just in case there was any goo or anything in there. I don't like that to deteriorate or discourage the cut test here. But as you can see, maybe a little hang up there on that one piece. But the 154 cm on this one's really good. And actually, it could be that there is goop there. I forgot to clean it before I cut test with it because I forgot this is the one KC sent along, and it was a little gooey, I think, in the unboxing. But let's kick it back up to the desk. So as you can see there, it's a more compact knife, so the blade's a little bit more shallow. So it's a little thick, surprisingly so, behind the edge. I wonder if they could have offered this maybe in a hollow grind, but it performed well. It cut the materials with no issue whatsoever. Being that this is a smaller knife, I think it's probably going to be even more like opening packages and just light duty cutting tasks, especially because it is a button lock. It is not meant to be a super strong lock. It's locked up solid. Unfortunately, being this isn't mine, I can't really test it. What I can do is move this ruler to the side for a moment. I was going to start doing that, but then I feel like, the size comparisons really cover that. So we'll just do a light medium tap. So we're going to take it, lock it back up, because I talked about this in my spine whack video. So nice solid lock up. I'm not going to do two more. I'm not going to do more because I don't want to damage the lock. It's a very harsh test. You just want to see, can it survive it? Again, performance was good. It is a little small for me, not the most comfortable ergonomically, and the knife is coming in at $79 with 154 cm polished steel micarta. I mean, you guys got to let me know what you think. My alternative recommendation at that price point, I'm going to recommend the Moyarl because I really like this one, or you can get the Kyrex, which they now have a budget variant of, and it comes with the opening hole and it comes with the flipper tab, and that one's coming in at around $50 also, both with 14C28N. And I do like 154cm better than 14C28N, but I do really like 14C28N. So depending on where you land with that one, I will say that the new Kyrex does come with micarta, and I do know that Miguron is going to be releasing a crossbar lock version of the Moyarl, and I think they're going to do some of those with micarta. Cool little knife, not really for me personally, but I can say it feels like it is built well. It did cut well, and I think it would do all of your EDC tasks without any issues whatsoever. The button lock on it feels great. Thumb studs feel great. So easy to recommend if you like it. It's just not for me, guys. That's all it boils down to. But let me know what you think about the Criptid down in the comments below. Shout out to everyone out there that likes, comments, and is subscribed. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Shout out to my members. I really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. You will continue to get that access early. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.